are not here. So what is Gusto? I'm going to give you a little bit of a video on what you can expect, as Gusto is going to be your new payroll provider moving forward. So without further ado, here we go.
Whether you're in the office, working remote, or a combination of the two, you need tools that can keep up. With Gusto, there's a new bar for HR. Now, everything you need to empower your team and drive your business is fueled by one modern, easy-to-use platform, from hiring and onboarding to team management, compensation, and more. Let's start with payroll. With Gusto, every time you run payroll, we automatically calculate and file your taxes with the right government agencies. Plus, we help you stay compliant by keeping track of changing tax laws so you're always up to date. If a remote employee moves to a new state, we'll let your administrator know when a new state tax registration might be needed. We collect necessary information on your behalf so you can save time and avoid the hassle. Not to mention, we can help you pay contractors in 80 countries and counting. Supporting your employees is more important than ever, which is why we offer comprehensive benefits too. From medical, to dental, to vision, and more, our advisors are always here to help you select the right plan. Already offer benefits? We'll move your plan over so it's all auto-deducted from payroll. On top of that, you can take advantage of financial benefits like 401k and college savings plans. And our Gusto Wallet mobile app makes it easy for employees to clock in, view paychecks, manage their money, and more. Hiring and onboarding is essential to the Gusto platform. In today's competitive job market, our hiring and onboarding tools are designed to give employees a thoughtful and professional experience. Gusto helps you manage the whole process, from creating job posts to customizing offer letters, all while integrating with our easy-to-use applicant tracking software. We also help you set employees up for success with customizable onboarding checklists. We'll include must-haves, but feel free to add your own tasks and delegate them as well. And with just a few clicks, you can assign software and manage your team's devices from anywhere. Team management is another key area for growing businesses. Give your employees a clear path for growth with performance reviews and developmental tools built right into Gusto. Plus, we'll surface actionable data and insights so you can build the kind of work culture that helps you motivate and retain your talented team. If any questions come up, your dedicated customer success manager is here to help. Together, we can ensure that you and your business thrive. Get your team working with Gusto.
So it's quite a difference of what you can experience with Gusto. Some of the things that we've noticed is hiring and onboarding. There's a way that you can be able to integrate your job postings over to 100 different businesses out there and online services. Specifically Indeed, the employee self-service is really, really easy. So as you're attracting and hiring new individuals, they can be able to go through your employee handbook, be able to customize and sign that off electronically. We also have a lot of time tools. I think as you guys are integrating with Xero, it's very seamless to be able to have in real time PTO and approvals. So taking that out of spreadsheets or on paper to be able to actually get that integrated into payroll, and for your managers and business admins to be able to get that completed. We've got a lot of HR. So it's a step up from what you've seen in accountants world. You can actually have consultations with SHRM certified HR professionals. They can build out your guys' employee handbook, thinking about leaves, different types of policies. And we've got up to date state and federal type of resources. And biggest thing is just around retaining staff. A lot of businesses that we hear right now are putting together end of year reviews, being able to get that live in 2023, and also be able to go through and do goal tracking, have engagement surveys and real-time feedback. So for you, we need to get you logged into Gusto first. So on your end, if we can have you go to gusto.com, and we're going to have you click sign in. So I'll give you a visual what this looks like. Going to gusto.com. Let's have you click on our website. You'll see the sign in right here at the top right. And for you all, you're likely going to have an employee profile. So once you get signed in there, you've got the green light. That's pretty much where we're going to spend our time, is just giving you guys either signatory or employee profile access. Just know the MLW team is going to be able to give you further access as an administrator closer to January so that we can be able to successfully have you all run your payroll in 2023. And I am going to share out kind of like a demo. So this demo link is a public facing one that you all can start utilizing from here on out. And we're going to spend some time after I show you a couple videos just around the employee profile, how to be able to run payroll, where you can be able to pull some of the reports. So if you have any issues logging in today, please contact your MLW CSM specialist to be able to give you access as an employee or signatory. So on the employee side, this is really important to just understand what it looks like to be onboarded and how that upgrades your professional outlook as a business. So this is going to show you a little bit more on the employee side.
Have you on board? To get started, you'll receive an email from Gusto to activate your employee or contractor account. Click Activate Your Account Now to choose a password, and your username will be your email address with your employer. Once you've activated your account, go to www.gusto.com. On the homepage, you'll see the sign-in option in the top right corner. Type in the email address and password you created when you activated your Gusto account. Once signed in, you'll see your employee dashboard. On the left side of your dashboard, you'll see a list of menu items. In the center, you have quick access to items such as your last pay stub. Lastly, on your right side, you'll have listed your important to-dos and upcoming dates such as pay dates. Clicking into Pay Stubs allows you to see all your previous pay stubs right in Gusto. Here you have the option to download all your pay stubs in bulk or one by clicking View Pay Stub. With Gusto, you have lifetime access to your Gusto login, so you can continue viewing your pay stubs even if you part ways with your current employer. Next, we'll go to Personal Details. This page lets you update personal information such as your preferred first name, phone number, or change in home address. Under Job and Pay, you can take a look at employment details, add multiple bank accounts, and update your federal or state tax withholdings. If you update your withholdings, we'll ask you to sign a new W-4 in order to keep you and your employer compliant. Clicking on Documents allows you to see all the documents you can e-sign through Gusto. You can also upload any other employee documents you want to keep safe for you and your employer. Lastly, if you have any questions about Gusto and how to use your account, go to the Help page. You'll find quick links to frequently asked questions, step-by-step guides, and search our full help center to find the answers you need. And of course, you can contact our care team via phone, chat, or email for help, whichever is available for your question. Thanks for watching, and we're excited to have you work with Gusto.
All right, so this is the portion that I feel like a lot of y'all will be really interested in, is just being able to streamline some of your guys' PTO policies and sick time policies.
You how to create PTO policies and approve time off requests that automatically sync with payroll. On the Time Off tab, you can define a range of time off policies from our preset options, or define your own by adding a custom policy. Vacation policies that include both vacation and sick time are often called a PTO or combined policy. When setting up a time off policy, be sure to check on any state regulations as a first step. Name and describe the policy and select whether there is or isn't a limit. For policies with a limit, choose the accrual method and how it's earned. Fill in a few more details, including waiting period, carryover limit, and a maximum PTO balance. You'll also be asked to confirm your compliance to state laws on outstanding balances at dismissal. Lastly, you can define and add milestones to vary accrual by length of tenure within the policy. For example, employees who have worked at the company longer can earn more time off. Next, add employees to the policy. Keep in mind that you can set up multiple policies for groups of employees, like salary and hourly workers. If employees have an existing PTO balance, enter hours here, and you're good to go. You can also set up a paid holiday policy. Start by selecting the federal holidays the company observes, and will automatically add those hours when you run payroll. You can also add custom paid holidays, like the day after Christmas. Next, add in employees, and then you're done. Employees will see their holiday schedule in their Gusto dashboards. With the PTO policy set up, it's time to enable employee time off requests, which is available through our Complete and Concierge plans. Navigate to the Settings tab and go to Customization. Then click Edit next to Time Off Requests. When an employee submits a request, managers are emailed and approved requests will automatically sync with payroll. With Gusto, you can create a PTO policy that's right for the company and the team.
Very seamless. The last one before we actually get into the demo and mess around is just being able to run payroll, the most important part for January 2023.
Easy it is to run payroll with Gusto. Let's get started. Hours and earnings are automatically calculated for your review. With Gusto's time tracking feature, there's no need to manually enter your team's hours. And if you need to add hours or earnings, you can upload payroll details with just a click in one CSV file. With Gusto's bulk edit feature, you can quickly make changes across groups of employees. Filters help you quickly choose which employees to include in your payroll run. Apply away or run payroll for everyone. In your payroll settings, you can create custom earning types in addition to standard earning types like bonus, tips, and commission. And reimbursements populate automatically with our expense management feature. Gusto makes time off requests easy for both employers and their employees. Paid time off syncs automatically when you use Gusto's time off request feature. You review and approve any pending requests to adjust hours as necessary. Gusto then sums it up. You can take a look at your whole payroll at just a glance, including all the taxes Gusto pays and files on your behalf. Each teammate receives Gusto's signature email to celebrate payday. With Gusto, you can run all types of payroll at no additional cost. Off-cycle, bonus, correction, dismissal, plus more. And now, you can now automate payroll to run itself on autopilot. That's how easy it is to run payroll with Gusto.
All right, so we're going to spend some time here in our demo account. So if you can, let's have you pull up this demo share. And we'll go here to the Run Payroll tab. So this Run Payroll tab is where it's going to show you kind of what the pay period is and when payroll needs to be processed. So for everybody that is running payroll for the 6th of January, we will need y'all to be able to run payroll on Wednesday, January 4th, before 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. So if this is the payroll that you are looking to process, we'll click that Run Payroll. We'll see here that there's 11 employees that are listed. It may not show it because it's a demo account. I've customized this a little bit. There can be multiple jobs. So what we've seen here is that y'all staff could have hours. That's as an office administrator. We can easily plug in 20. Maybe they're a dental hygienist. We've got them at 10 hours there. And for the lab technician, they may have an additional 10 hours during this pay period. If they need additional overtime, you can easily plug this in for 2 additional hours and we'll automatically calculate that 1.5x. If there's a bonus that needs to be issued, say for this individual, having $100, we can add a personal note saying, great work for this past week. And we can have that personal note. If there's reimbursements that someone needs to be added, we can easily do that as well. But then we can, maybe this individual is getting paid by check for whatever reason. We also have these 3 dots on this right-hand side. Maybe someone did not show up for the week. We can skip them for payroll. So I'll drop this in the chat once more for this demo link. And then you'll automatically see that Patricia has already pre-filled hours for anybody that is on salary. So once you've kind of reviewed all of those individuals have the appropriate payment, I forgot Ludwig actually had a correction payment or a commission. Maybe they earn $150 for a commission that needs to be recorded. We can have that there. Or they get paid out maybe a gift card for the holiday. We can be able to do that as well. We'll click this Save and Continue. And then 1 second. This is where the PTO policy is on the second page. Maybe Hannah forgot to submit that they had 10 hours. We can put that here for PTO. This individual, Isaiah, only had worked 4 days, had to take a sick day on the last Friday. And it seems like Ludwig had already been approved for 32 hours of PTO. They have 9 hours remaining, so our system will automatically calculate that in. We'll do save and continue. This is a really important page. So before you actually submit payroll, it's going to give you an overview of what the total payroll expense is, what will be debited, which bank account, when the debit will happen, and when those employees will actually get paid. So you'll see here, it's the employees, what their federal and state income tax is, and then what the actual employer is. You'll see what will be debited from Gusto, and then what the taxes are. It's really important. When you guys do process your first payroll, please make sure that you have enough funds that it's shown here to be able to cover the taxes, the garnishment, the reimbursements, and the net pay. And then if you want to click on this tab as well, you can easily see what the regular hours that are worked, what the gross pay is, if there's any deductions for, let's say, 401k or health insurance, that would be shown here, what the employee tax is and what the total payment is, what the employer is going to be paying. So on your end, if there's any company benefits that y'all are taking care of, this $50 looks like it's going to be for 401k. We'll go ahead and submit payroll. So this is the confirmation tab. You can sit back, relax, and see that the payroll has been submitted. And we're looking to be able to pull a 401k report. This cash requirement summary is going to be your friend to be able to see what will be debited. So you'll see here kind of what the liabilities are from the benefit standpoint. That's going to be for your 401k. So if we scroll down just a hair, you'll be able to see here for the benefits liability summary, it's going to be your 401k. So we'll see that it's an employee deduction for about $100 and a company contribution for $500 or for $50, pardon me. And then what the total amount is that needs to be contributed for these employees. So once that's done, you can go here to payroll history. Maybe there's been a mistake. You all have the opportunity to be able to cancel it. All the data will stay in one place, and you can go in and make any adjustments that you need to on the day that payroll is processed. So if you're trying to be able to get into your employee account, it's all being toggled here at the top right. So when you log in, you may see that you're an admin. And if you want to go over to your employee account, you'll hit this switch to employee profile. And this is the way that you have one singular login to be able to go into both of your accounts as an administrator, as an employee, to be able to view your pay stubs right here on the left-hand side. You can download all of them, or you can be able to look at your pay stub. And it's going to give you a clean overview of what the hours that are worked, what the payment was, and then what the actual year-to-date amount is. And then we've got the taxes from the employee, the employer, where you're at from an employee deduction. It's not showing the 401k, but that's where it would live. And then for your PTO policies as well, they will be updated in real time on these pay stubs. And If we go back here to the left-hand side, if someone wanted to be able to request time off, they could go in here to, let's say they're requesting time off on their volunteer, be able to say, hey, I'm going to take the 12th off, 8 hours. For whatever reason, we can go ahead and send a request that goes to their manager. And if anybody needs to update, let's say they're moving, they're going to be going into a new house, they can easily go in and add their address. So quite a lot of flexibility that the employee can either do on their phone through our application, or they could be able to do it on any type of desktop. And let's say we want to switch back to an administrator. That's the easiest way to be able to do that. Just toggling back. And things at MLW, we've been working very, very hard to make this a seamless experience for y'all. So we want to make sure that y'all are ready to rock and roll with running payroll on January 4th by 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you do run into any errors, just please make sure to reach out to your client service specialist at MLW. And then we've got some Q&A. I'm going to pull this up real quick. Looks like chat's disabled. Yep, that's my error. It's first time doing this webinar. So my apologies on that. And then doesn't seem like we've got, can we set up a recurring reimbursement? So yes, we can set up a recurring reimbursement. We go to the people tab here. We can go to team members. Let's say this individual, Maya, has a recurring reimbursement. We can go to add recurring reimbursement. Say it's an other one. We can have that name, maybe a lunch stipend. $100 for the week. We can go ahead and press save. There are certain ways. The question is, are we able to disable certain features? Yes. So if you want to go to the settings tab, you can go to customization, and there's different ways that you can enable it and disable it. So this is the way that you're in control once you have access as an admin. Another question is just around auto population of hours. Do employees have the clock in? Do employees have to clock in with Gusto? Employees do not have to clock in with Gusto. So if y'all want to use the time tracking that y'all have, you definitely can. However, Gusto does have a very streamlined time tracking software that they could be able to use on their phone or on a desktop, and managers can be able to approve it. So this is what it would look like on their phone or on the computer. Maybe they're working a specific project. You can set up different types of tasks as well, and there's specific role. Maybe they're a dental hygienist. They're going to clock in, clock out. Maybe they forgot to add hours. So maybe they worked from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. As a hygienist, did they take a break? They can say, forgot to clock in. And we can be able to go ahead and submit that. They can go ahead and view kind of like their pay period as well. And maybe it was a past pay period. They can be able to submit their hours here as well. So will our team at MLW populate our data into Gusto, for example, the PTO policies, employee data, etc.? Yes, MLW and Gusto has been hard at work being able to get the accounts all set up. So your customer success specialist at MLW will be in contact with y'all once you've been added as an admin, and that will be able to give you the green light to be able to process payroll for the first check date, January 6, 2023. So contractors, that was one thing I forgot. So thank you very much. Adding in a temp employee or a contractor employee, you can go here to the people tab. We can go to team members. We can click on add team member. So there's going to be different opportunities for you to either add a candidate. So this is where we can be able to put a job posting together for you. We can add an employee, or we can add a contractor. It's very easy in which you can be able to enter in just some of the basic information for the employee, and they'll be the ones that are required to be able to enter in, let's say, their social security number, their home address, their bank account. They can have up to 10, 20 different bank accounts on file. Same thing with contractors, very seamless. If you are looking to be able to pay a contractor, you would go here to the pay contractor. We have international and domestic. We can create a payment. Say for Louis Armstrong, he's got a wage of, let's say, $10,000. And if there's an invoice amount, you can, we can put a note as well. We can save it. Invoice number, say it's number 300. And we'll be able to submit that. And that's all that you need to pay contractors. So one thing, if someone's saying, I cannot get past the screen that says I have nothing left to do, it doesn't seem like you have anything to do right now until payroll needs to be processed on January 4th. You guys are set up on a plan that does not have a time clock. So if you guys are not interested in the time clocking, that's totally fine. If you guys are interested in time clocking or the PTO, just let your team at MLW know, and we'll be able to make sure that that's set up correctly. So if someone's just set up as a signatory, that's totally fine. We just need to add you as an administrator once you get the green light from MLW. There are different integrations for time tracking with Gusto. If you go to integrations right here, we've got a ton of different types of integrations. So if you go here to time tracking, we can be able to find what we have. Someone's asking about if Gusto is able to calculate a net to gross type payment. So right here on the run payroll screen, we can go to an off cycle. And let's say it's this individual here. We can calculate, maybe it's a $0, or let's say we want to put in $100 for the net amount. We can calculate that automatically. So it's going to take into account the wages that need to get paid out for the taxes. We'll do save and continue. So let's assume that this employee had already been paid the $100. We don't want to pay them again for the direct deposit. So we'll just flip that over to a check payment. So we're only considering the tax amount. There's no PTO that needs to be documented. And then what you'll see here is only Social Security is being withheld from the employee. You'll see that the actual net amount, the payment, is $100, what we need to gross it up to, and that payment is for check. And Gusto will only be debiting the taxes that come into play. So we'll go ahead and submit this. So for us as, and I can kind of go over some of the plans that. So what we're looking at here, we've got 3 different types of plans. We've got the simple plan, which is the plan everybody's set up with. If there's individuals that do want to have PTO and time tracking, you guys can easily be able to upgrade here. You guys do get a 20% discount on top of whatever is shown here on the list price. If there's individuals that are interested in performance reviews, employee surveys, being able to have dedicated support and HR, we can be able to talk through what the premium pricing is. But this is something that would include the time tracking and the PTO policies, which would be beneficial. They would be able to look at your HR handbook. They could be able to build your HR handbook from scratch and help you out. We do have the ability to have garnishments. So let's say that you were in your employee account and you realize that one of the employees has a child support garnishment. So I'm going to switch from my employee account over to my administrator. I'm going to go ahead and I can search for my employee here at the top. So I have Maya here. I'm going to go ahead and add a garnishment. We can go ahead and look at which type of garnishment that we need. So child support garnishment, let's say we have it for the state of Texas. Whoops. We are. All right, child support garnishment. This employee is in the state of California. That's probably why I didn't like. So that's the way it automatically shows there. Just to be able to give you an overview broadly, it asks for the policy number, what the deduction amount is, and Gusto automatically remits those garnishments on your behalf. Feel free to type any additional questions that y'all have. So for you all, this question is around, what if a temp employee wants taxes taken out, does not want to be a contractor? Do we just enter in as an employee and inactive when they are not working? How does that affect for the monthly charge? So great question. So an employee, this individual can get added as an employee. You would kind of remit the tax payments on their behalf. And then let's say that they're no longer showing up. We can go in and easily dismiss this employee. Say their last day was today. Say it's the 13th. Say it's voluntary. You can have a reason why. Maybe they're advancing their career. Whether you have or have not actually submitted their last payroll, let's just say you've already paid them. I always encourage using someone's personal email because that's the way that they would be able to get their W-2. You can provide a little personal note as well. And then this just goes ahead and walks you through the next steps. We can dismiss an employee, and that's realistically how easy it is to be able to dismiss employee. So you all will only be charged for the month that employees are active. So it's always active. So for this dismissed employee, they will be charged for the month of December. However, for every additional month moving forward, they will not be part of your monthly invoice. So let's say this employee comes back. This is where they would live to be able to go ahead and rehire them. So you do not have to go in and make them go through all their information once more. It can easily be done by just clicking a button that says rehire employee, and their employee will become active. So what's the difference between an employee, an administrator, and a signatory? Just want to make sure that we're doing things correctly. So a signatory is someone that has power of attorney to be able to sign off on the company documents. So some of you have probably been added as a signatory just to be able to sign off on the company documents. So that's saying that Gusto can file and pay your taxes on your behalf moving forward, and that we are able to debit and credit the company bank account. As an administrator, that is going to be someone that's able to process payroll, to be able to make changes in terms of compensation. There's different profiles as an administrator, which you can go here to the settings tab. We can go to permissions. You can set people up as managers. So that's going to be very limited type of permissions, like approving PTO policies, being able to make sure that time off is done correctly. And we have organization charts as well. If you wanted to be able to kind of customize your team to see kind of how that all fits in from a team standpoint. But as a administrator, let's say we wanted to add someone that's new, they're not an employee. Actually, let's say they are an employee. We can be able to give them different types of access here. So we've got specific roles. Maybe they're only managing benefits or the apps, or you could be able to say they can only run payroll, but nothing else, or give them full access. So for you, you may have 2 different profiles or 3. An employee, that's where you get paid. An administrator is how you manage the company. And the signatory is just being able to sign off on the company documents during the onboarding process. Sweet. I think we got through all of the questions. So if there's any last questions that you may have, feel free to drop them in. But other than that, if you guys do have questions, feel free to reach out to the MLW team. They've been fantastic. We're really, really excited to have you be part of the Gusto family. I know it's going to be an upgrade in just improving your overall business, as well as the systems to be able to operate and make it less cumbersome from the employee experience. And at the end of the day, we're really, really excited to have you be part of us in 2023. Sweet. All right, team. If you guys have questions, feel free to let MLW and myself know. Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it, and excited to have you guys join. Talk to y'all later.